All right. Right. Are we, Are we on? I don't even know what's going on anymore. Can you hear me? Actually, you'll hear me twice in a moment. Give me a second here. Let me fix this. Mic and audio. Monitor off. There we go. Okay, you won't hear me twice now. You can hear me? Fantastic. There we go. There we are. Okay, fantastic. Let me reset this chat box. Hopefully, I'm praying. I'm praying that that's the only time we need to do any of this today. Genuinely hope that that's it. Oh, goodness. Goodness. Alrighty. Cool. So how's everybody been? It's been a little bit of time. I've taken a bit of time to myself this week, as a lot of you realized. And thank you for those who did reach out, because it's it's absolutely lovely, and I really do appreciate that. We've got a lot of stuff planned, to be completely honest, a lot of stuff, and I'm really quite excited to share a lot of these things with you guys. Yes, yay for sound, right? Yeah, like, as I was saying in the chat earlier, we have... sorry, my hair's just blowing in the wind here, quite literally. I have a fan going, because Australia's weather has gone all weird again. Up in Queensland, they're avoiding a cyclone, which has been... it like, is gonna hit, and then it doesn't want to hit, and then it's gonna hit again, and then it's, like, calm down again. Hello. Camilla, thank you very much for joining in. But yeah, so Australia is all kinds of weird at the moment when it comes to its weather, and also people getting sick. It's strange. Yep, back again. Yeah, it's been, hopefully we don't have to reset anything beyond what we have already done. Today, my fingers are crossed, but I do have 3 covers for you guys. I do have 3 covers for you guys that I have recorded over the last couple of weeks. To show you today. Also, just quickly too, is the level okay? Like, is my voice coming over that music okay? Because I might leave the music on, just to kind of keep that chill vibe going. If it gets annoying, just let me know, right? But yeah, just to kind of keep that one, keep that vibe up. Let me just quickly see here now, though. Where are we? Here. You're probably going to hear my stream. Oh, no, it's muted automatically. Fantastic. Sounds good to you? Fantastic. Yes, hello again, Leah. Yeah, okay, sweet. But yeah, so I've got a big week ahead of me. Basically, I have... actually, you know what? I've got them queued up. I've got a bunch of songs. Ready to be looked at, right? Where are we? I have so many windows and so many tabs open. It's kind of insane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So I've got 22 songs at the moment that I am reacting to. A couple of them will be like multiple songs in one part. For instance, for those who are fans of Ren and his stuff, I have, is it called the Money Game? Yes, I've got Money Game parts 1, 2, and 3 queued up, and I want to do that as one big reaction video, because I'm really keen to see more of Ren stuff, especially after the back on 74 that we watched, and God, wasn't that good? Like, I was shocked by that man. Like, I could tell that the man was incredibly talented to begin with, right? With just the rapping that he did, right, and the guitar playing. But then hearing him sing back on 74 and Message in a Bottle, I have a friend of mine that actually stated that it was like sipping a cocktail on a beach. Oh, they're good. Okay, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. A lot of people have recommended looking at Money Game, but yeah. So this friend of mine said that like she referenced Ren's back on 74 as like sipping a cocktail on a beach. It is that smooth, right? And I can't fault that. It was an incredible metaphor, and it worked so perfectly well, right? And I can't fault it. Ren has changed the musical landscape in various ways. I can tell, and I've said this before, right? In which basically, when it comes to everyone else that I've reacted to, whether it be Eric, Tommy, Dimash, anybody, right? Literally anybody, people have gone, hey, do this song next, right? And it's usually a consensus of the next popular song on the list, or, something that sold really well or did really well. And it's usually a universal thing, right? It's usually universally everyone goes, hey, you've got to check out this song. But Ren, the reason that Ren's stuff intrigues me so much, right, is because when people come in and like leave comments on his on the reactions to his stuff, it's hardly ever the same. Like, you will have one person recommend this, one person recommend this, one person recommend this, and they're all so different, right? That it's just so exciting to me, because it's like every time I go in, there's something new. There's something new that I'm going to be shown, and I love that. And that's what this channel is for, right? Is to educate and to like spread the awareness of music and all that sort of thing. I love it. I think it's fantastic. But I'd love to know, guys, in the comments, what are the artists that kind of got you listening to me? I know there's a lot of Tommy and a lot of Dan fans in the chat at the moment. Are there any others at the moment? Because I think it's going to be interesting, because I think at the start of this stream, it's going to be predominantly Dan, Eric, Tommy. And then later on, as the night progresses, I think it will become more your kind of BTS, Ren, and like Forestella fans as well. Still at the store waiting for my man to be done. See, usually it's the other way around. Usually it's the guys going, I'm waiting for the missus. Like, yeah, she's seen some bargain on the shelf, and Dimash for you? Yep, fair enough. Like, Dimash was the one that really got my channel started. I'm pretty sure. Actually, let me go and have a look, because the original version of SOS that I reacted to, I'm sure that's like nearly 400, maybe nearly 500,000 views at this point. 447,000, which is by far the most viewed. Yeah, wow. Honestly, at some point I should do a reaction to the reaction, shouldn't I? Like, go back and like, because I've become a lot more comfortable with my reactions since then, so maybe it'd be interesting. BTS. Okay, interesting. Okay, I kind of thought the BTS guys would be a little bit later, just due to the fact that, like, when I look at my videos, right, it's really interesting because it gives you all of the analytics, and I pull apart the analytics, right, where, like, Tommy's, Dan's, Eric's will, like, have a really big burst almost immediately after their release, right, because I pick midnight where I am because it's kind of the best time. Like for my videos, and so those guys, it kind of explodes straight away. For bands like BTS, Forestella, Ren to a to a point as well. And there was one other notable one. Can't remember. But basically, they will stay, like, below average views for the first 4 or 5 hours, and then they shoot up. Like, it's kind of crazy. Like, the analytics, like, watching the analytics is just insane. Is absolutely crazy. Yes, we got a lot of Eric. A lot of Eric. A lot of Dan. Dan, Eric, Tommy from Black Cat. Met you on Tommy and recommended you Jeff Castellucci, the first reaction of Tommy's Phantom. That's right. I do remember that, actually. And like, and little did you know, I knew of Castellucci through voice play, because I'd listened to voice play through a whole bunch of stuff, and like do a whole bunch of stuff. I think the first thing that caught my attention with voice play was their Oogie Boogie song, which I feel like was kind of a gateway for a lot of people, right? I mean, I could be wrong in saying that, but I feel like that one was a pretty good one, because I quite like Nightmare Before Christmas, right? And then somebody recommended that one, and it was like, oh, wow, okay. But then the thing that got me into Jeff specifically was his version of Misty Mountain. Ooh. There was something else with that. It's beautiful. Agreed. Love that about your channel. Love BTS content. Love them for years now. Bring new artists to me all the time. I'm glad. See, that's the point. That's the point of what I do. I like to learn, and I like to kind of pull apart what I'm hearing and say, hey guys, this is what I'm hearing. Where are we here? BTS for me. Eric with a flaming heart and a lightning bolt. Yeah. Yep. I have seen you, Gypsy, quite a few times commenting on on Eric's stuff. Like, you're always one of the first ones in there. Like, it's always you're a name that I see quite a lot on Eric's stuff, and it's usually within the first hour or two. It's great. It's absolutely fantastic. Have you heard of Ren's The Tale of Jenny and Screech? So I don't know anything about it aside from the name. This is another one that has been recommended to me. So it's another one that I'm really keen to go through and have a listen to, because it's amazing, you know. Like, there's a few artists, like most artists, right? You'll listen to what they do, and you go through a couple of their songs, and basically you get a feel for what they do pretty quickly in most cases, right? Because we kind of live in this world where a lot of people kind of tend to pigeonhole themselves, which is a little bit upsetting, right? Actually, I do have a story about how annoying that sort of pigeonholing thing is, if you guys want to hear that later. But with Ren, I'm always shocked. Same with Dimash as well. He's another one where I'm always shocked. The BTS guys are the same. Dan is a little bit less surprising to me now, but is still brilliant. Like, every now and then he'll kick my butt with something and just pull something out of the ether, right? Tommy continues to amaze me every second of every day. But Eric, right? I've got a real big soft spot for Eric, right? Because the way that he does his covers is so unique. Like, he's got a flair. He's got a flair for that dark, dramatic thing, and I adore it. I think it's great. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. And I genuinely don't think that there are many people that can match that feel that he gets, because there's in a lot of worlds, right? There's a difference between being a dramatic and believable, right? A lot of people can't do both, but he does. Sorry, where am I? Yeah, sorry, that was the Tales of Screech. Love Eric and Tommy. Getting to know Ran, and he's really interesting. Couldn't agree more. I'm still very much, pardon me, I'm very much surface level when it comes to Ren. I haven't dive too hard into Ren yet, but I know that there's a lot coming. I know that there's a lot that I'm going to be surprised about, because the thing that I actually love, right? I love seeing the passion from commenters in my comment section, because what you pretty much get, right, are like, I have seen people go into my comments, especially on BTS videos, right, and put paragraphs, like they write essays on this, and you can tell that they are so incredibly passionate about what they're doing there. You know, otherwise they wouldn't bother, right? Like, it's incredibly interesting. I love it. I do read all of them as well. Sometimes it's hard, like, because my brain just comes, like, we'll see a wall of text sometimes and just go, ah. But, you know, I try to go through it as best as I can. Getting to Ren is interesting. Eric, my number one. Minor Elixir. Love voice play too. Voice play are incredible. Algorithm is a weird thing. Often get the announcements a bit late for some videos. That is true. That is true. The algorithm isn't by no means perfect. But it is definitely very interesting. Something that interests me quite a bit is the gender demographic, actually, because most of the demographic that I get are men, right? However, and I mentioned this in the last live stream I did, but it has very much evened itself out. And a large part of that is because of the BTS videos, because whilst it's like usually like a 70-30 split male to female in most videos, BTS have a 93% average female on my videos, which is insane. Like, that's a crazy number. Like, that's a huge number, considering the BTS gets like most of the views on my channel now. Like, it's crazy to me how that gap has like has lessened so much just from the one band. It's insane. Hi, what are you talking? We're just having a gas bag, and we're just looking at different things. If you like voice play, it's home free. Yeah, so funny you should say home free. Home free is one that I will be looking at in the future. Might have a few surprises in store regarding home free. Not sure yet. Can't talk too much about it. But I will definitely be looking into them. Stumbled onto Jeff by accident one day. Love his voice. Yeah, honestly, totally fair. That man makes you shake in, like, it's weird. Like, the resonance that comes out of his voice, right? Crazy. Like, it genuinely feels like my bones rattle at times. Jenny is a chilling story, but good. Okay, fantastic. Love Bass Gang. That's another one I have yet to see. Avi Kaplan, yep. There are only 2 or 3 genres that I don't care to listen to. I'm up for almost anything musically. See, I'm with you. Like, but having said this, like, I'm not a huge country person, but good God, there are some fantastic country songs out there. Ren is a lyrical storyteller, a modern troubadour, at least that's what I think. I agree with you. Dimash is insanely good, almost unfairly so. Couldn't agree more with that also. I agree you believe and feel everything Eric sings. 100%, Maritha. 100%. Yes, Dimash always blows me away. Yep, Dimash released a new song yesterday. I did see that, and I'm going to try and kind of put that in a little bit earlier than the rest of mine, because as I was saying before, I've got like 24 songs ready to go. Actually, something that I'm going to be doing is reacting to a single song from each of the BTS members so that I can actually learn their names. But I'm excited to do that, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a long video on that and put that on Patreon, and I'll break it up for people on YouTube, because it's funny to me, you know, too, because the BTS fans love their longer videos, and yeah, so I give the people what they want, right? Eric's emotion is something else. Could not agree more. I'm very satisfied when you react to our talented Swedes, but have you reacted? But have you react to Smash Into Pieces from Sweden? No, haven't yet. They are very popular here and even abroad. I like you as a person in your knowledge. Oh, fantastic! Well, thank you very much for that. I am a I look. There's something in the water over there. Truthfully, yeah. Truly great. And now we've got Chris Clafford on the cards as well. Dude's insane. I've done that in reactors comments at times. In fact, I do that today on two reactors who just discovered BTS. I take it you're talking about the long paragraphs and stuff. It's great. Some people obviously will just kind of look at it and go, oh, whatever, but I love it. One of my guys don't watch BTS. Jealousy, I think. Genuinely. I think it is a case of where we had people in the past like Jim Morrison of The Doors, right? Where a lot of people would describe him as women want him, men want to be him. I think with BTS it's a little different. I think the women want them, men are jealous of them. I feel like our society has changed a little bit. And that is the male stance on that saying now. Could be wrong, but that's what I think has happened socially. Really, there are a lot of male BTS fans. Maybe just haven't found you yet. It's possibly true. Yeah. BTS actually have a large male following for a male K-pop group. I am not surprised. Good morning, Overslept. Not a problem, Linda. That is not a problem at all. Ariella, yeah, love Pentatonics. They're so good, right? They're so good. The Sound of Silence that I reacted to and put up the other day, God, it blows me away, seriously, every time. No, I mentioned this before, but I'd love to see you react to Jia Shen. Yes. So, funny you should mention that one. So, I was actually doing a reaction, and I'm not sure if you remember me posting that I recorded a bunch of stuff, and I had to scrap it all because I stupidly had an anxiety track in the background playing storm music, like ambient storms, and that was unfortunately one of them. I need to go back and redo a lot of that stuff. It's so unfortunate, but sometimes that's just what happens. Sometimes my brain just forgets things, and it's gone. Where are we? Yep, check out Snooze by August. Yep, yeah, that is on my list for sure. Celeste, that's true. It's actually about 60-40 female to male BTS fans. Yeah, okay, fair enough. All over the place and loving it. North Lake Shivers is country. Yep, agreed. I could watch for hours of content like that on BTS, especially with your analysis. Oh, thank you for that. I only subscribed about a month ago, and I wonder, have you ever reacted to Nightwish or Fleur Jensen? Yes. I did react to them doing Ghost Love Score, not for the Wacken Festival. Now, the reason that I didn't do the Wacken Festival is I watched the Wacken Festival when that was released back in the day, because I love those guys, and I've followed Nightwish since when Taya was their lead singer. I have adored them for many, many years. And it's really interesting, too, to me, because it feels like they have genuinely gone from strength to strength with their vocalists, 100%. Sad that Marco's no longer there, Marco Hietala, but the man had to prioritize his mental health. All power to him. If people, like, I guess, another band with a similar thing was Camelot. Fantastic metal band. I've seen them several times when they've come in, and good lord, they are phenomenal. But their original singer, is it Roy or Rory Khan? Roy, I think it's Roy Khan. He had to take time off for similar things. So, actually, it wasn't quite similar. I think he realized he was overworking himself, and am I misremembering this? I think he was overworking himself and stated that he wanted to be a better dad. I can't quite remember. It was something like that. But if people have to do that, they have to do that, But love Nightwish. Love Nightwish. Speaking of real truth, I could recommend BTS solo songs, but I'd end up recommending each and every solo song they've ever sung. Funny you should say that, because you know what? I actually had to do a little bit of research. You know, I actively try to not research things, right, before I go into them, because I want to give as genuine a reaction as humanly possible, right? That's the way that I've always done this, and that's the way that I want to keep doing this. However, what I didn't realize was that one of the members went under the name of August D when doing their solo stuff. Sorry, I had to just pull up the thing there. And because I was typing in his name, and I'm like, why is he not coming up? What's this August D thing? And then I started looking into it. I was like, okay. All right, I understand. Hello, Jim, a bit late. Not a problem, Sally. Not a worry at all. When do you react to new Dimash? That's a great question. I was saying before, because I knew that there was a song that came out, I think it was yesterday. I kind of want to do that sooner rather than later. So I may do that one, because I've got a bunch of stuff that I want to do on Monday just to edit it, get it up, because the way that I've been doing the reaction videos has kind of, it's not working for me. Like, I just need to change the schedule in which I'm doing things. So I want to do them kind of all at once, and then edit, and then get them all up. So I want to do that one. DT Sugar backwards. No! Of course it is! Sorry, I just saw that far out. Now I feel stupid. It's like, I'll get to names backward in a second. Lol, I remember that. Yeah, Leah was back from Rex because I'd never stop. For me, always more Dan Vaskin, more voice play. Yeah, totally fair. I'm keen to see more of Dan's stuff, because I believe that he was teasing something coming soon. But also some people have recommended me to have a look at his brother's stuff, because apparently he does like video game music and that sort of thing, and I am a huge gamer. Huge video gamer. So keen to have a look. Esposito, Dimash's team ask reactors not to react to his songs in the first few days after release. That's fair enough. I can understand that. I didn't know that, so I may hold off then. Have you listened to TXT Net? No, not yet. But with DT's Sugar backwards being Augustus D, I feel really stupid that I didn't realize that, because I am a fan of Castlevania, which is a fantastic game series that came out. Oh, it's got to be in the 80s, right? And there was this character you play as named Alucard, and Alucard's name backwards is Dracula, so it was kind of like this big twist at the end that, oh, you know, his name's Dracula backwards, and it's like, now I just feel dumb. It was there, like, it was there the whole time. Have so many amazing songs. When you start listening to them, you just think of more and go, oh, that's a great song too. Oh, that's a wonderful one. I do the same thing with, specifically with, like Fleetwood Mac. Like, I'm a huge Fleetwood Mac fan, right? Love everything they have ever done. The fact that the Rumours album was even completed, insane. Absolutely insane, right? But like, it's honestly a case. Alucard, yep, the 80s, yeah, 100% it was. But like, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so Fleetwood Mac, right? But it is one of those artists where it's like, okay, if you're gonna get into them, you know, maybe go Dreams. And it's like, oh, hang on, go your own way. Ooh, you know what? Go back a little earlier. Rhiannon, fantastic song. And then you end up just giving the entire discography and going, just listen in your own time. It's kind of crazy. Where were we? DC stands for his hometown today. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. If you're a gamer, you would enjoy Davey Vask's channel. I have been told about Davey Vask. I do need to go and have a look, for sure. Dan has his 1 million subscribers song coming out, as well as he lost a bet song called Man Buns Are Gay. He's working on them now, but not sure when they'll drop. Oh, I thought we were beyond saying things were gay. Is that are we back in that era? Are we back in the 90s? Like, I don't know. Where are we here? It's okay. A lot of people don't get the August. Yeah, Sugar Connection. Fair enough. I like that. Yes, never listened to artists like them in my life. In 2018, started on the journey, and their B-sides are some of my favorites. 100%. 100%. There's some gems out there. Like, Elton John's another one, right? And basically, Elton John started a thing for me where if an album is all great songs, right, I call it Goodbye Yellow Brick Road syndrome, or just Yellow Brick Road syndrome. Because if you go to his album, Elton John's album, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, and you go through all of those songs, they're all phenomenal. Like, they are so good. Even just, like, simple songs, like the Ballad of Danny Bailey. Insane. But it's just, the whole thing is incredible. But a lot of those songs didn't get a look in when it came to, like, charting and that sort of thing, because there was just too many. There's just too many of them. Alucard, yep, the 80s, yep. Some artists draw you down a rabbit hole. So true. For me, Poets of the Fall did that with me in a big, big way. A friend of mine introduced me to Poets of the Fall, their song War, back in high school. And I hadn't thought about the band for years. Until I played a game called Alan Wake, which is about this horror writer, and you've got to play as him to basically live out the novel that he's writing, right? Incredible story, brilliant. And I'm listening to the music and I'm going, oh, who is this? So I Googled the music, right? And the band was labeled the Fallen Gods of Asgard, right? Turns out it was just an alias for Poets of the Fall. They had done this entire album under a completely different name. And I was like, okay, I need to listen to these guys again. And then I just absolutely 100% just fell into that rabbit hole of just learning all of their stuff. Where were we? Yeah. Oh man, Fleetwood Mac grew up with their music. I have, technically it's not mine. It is my dad's. But Stevie Nicks' self-titled album, I have an old wooden poster, like it was printed on a wood plate sort of thing, and it is hanging up in my bedroom. It's my dad's, but I stole it from him, right? You know, what a son's for, right? Glee episode rumors did most of the Fleetwood Mac album so good. Yeah, Glee, I have a love-hate relationship with Glee. With the songs specifically, right? Because they will either do them incredibly well or incredibly poorly. Like, I could not stand the way that they did Dream On. Like, they brought in Neil Patrick Harris to sing Dream On. If you're going to bring in someone like Neil Patrick Harris to sing a song, it's not Dream On. Do not get him to do that. Get him to do something from Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Like, that was incredible. He played Hedwig in that show. Good Lord. Incredible. It was early 2020 for me, just before the pandemic. I've never connected with a group like I have with BTS. Yeah, totally fair. For a purely hilarious video, you should watch Super Tuner by Jin. It just makes me happy. Let me have a look. I'm going to have a look what I actually have queued up of his. No, don't play. For Jin's, I grabbed Running Wild. There was no rhyme or reason. I just grabbed the first one that came up when I typed in Jin solo stuff. Where are we here? Halsey and Sugar has song Lilith for Diablo 4. Is that right? Unfortunately, Diablo 4 was a flop, but I'll have to have a look at that. But Jessica's new album is good through and through. Thank you for reminding me. One moment. Okay. Got it. Honestly, I'm really, really excited about this one. It is brilliant. I haven't opened it yet. I don't want to. Part of me doesn't want to. But my plan is to hang it on that wall at some point. I don't know how I'm gonna do that yet, but I don't know. I had the idea. Whether it'll happen or not, who knows. I'm ADHD. Half of my ideas go to the wayside. Underappreciated band from the 80s to 90s is Delamitri. Fantastic songwriting. They're still performing now, but not often. Totally fair. I need to have a listen to them. I actually can't recall if I've heard them. Love the song video. Beat me to it. I was about to say that. Great band name. Yeah. Super Tuner is a dopamine hit every time. I need to see them, I believe. Yeah, Glee is either fabulous or terrible. 100%. Like, it's brilliant. Neil Patrick Harris nailed Dream On, crazy vocals. I disagree. There's better people that could have done it. I feel like the way that he approached those high notes didn't work for me. But having said this, there was so much production in the recording itself that maybe I just couldn't see past that. But that's just personal preference at that point. The Voice did a good cover of Dream On. Yeah, see, The Voice can sometimes pop out some amazing stuff. Who has Virginia could sing about a fish and make it a banger. True. I just love that name for a song. That's a good song too. It is an amazing song. I think you would prefer Epiphany. Fair enough. Another level of my favorite is Jim's Happy album. Remember to like the stream, everyone. Thank you, Rachel. I appreciate you. Running Wild is amazing, but yeah, it doesn't show his singing chops as much, and I think you'd love his singing chops. Totally fair. Totally fair. I'm not married to the idea of doing that one. It was literally just the first one that I grabbed. So, yeah, so that's all fine. The fact that BTS did 2 albums based on, is it Dwagon? I don't know how to pronounce that. Philosophy. Speaks to their artistry. Yeah, I mean, that's true. That is true. You can buy frames for vinyl album covers. This is true. My thing is, I really want to hang the vinyl cover and the disc at the same time. In some form of fashion. So I might... I'm going to see what's out there. I'm sure there's something I could probably 3D print and just hang it on the wall, and then it can hang both the set that way. Who knows? Who knows? Tip 2 is to check out Majestica's bass player band Wisdom. Oh, okay. I can see that. So very true. I love Voice Play Dream On. Yes. Yeah. Voice Plays Dream On is incredible. Is it Ellie that gets the high note in that? That dude can sing, man. He's got some pipes. He's got a crazy voice, that man. Like, there's tenors and then there's tenors. You know what I mean? Like, insane. Eric's Alleluia rock cover. I have yet to see it, but it is being done. I have got one video that I've still yet to edit and upload of Eric's, which is him doing Numb, the Linkin Park song. So I'm keen to do that. Are you following Melodifestivalen here from Sweden? No. That's a name I haven't heard of, I don't think. Unless it's been in my comments and I've just forgotten. Potentially. I've recommended Wisdom. Yes, Wisdom. Yes, I do actually have Wisdom on my list. Hang on a second. I don't remember what song I had, though. There are a lot of artists that are on my list that I don't have a song next to for one reason or another. Usually it's a case of people have recommended the band, but not a specific song. Let me have a look here. I'll see if I've got it. Wisdom. Oh, even better. Someone gave me a link. Oh, that's right, because I remember. So I was trying to look at Wisdom, right? But for some reason, going through and typing in Wisdom band, right, in Australia, doesn't bring them up. God knows why, but somebody in my comments, I don't remember who it was, like I asked, hey, do you mind just sending me a link to one? They were able to send me a link, and it works totally fine. So it's not as if it's like blocked in this country or anything like that. It's just YouTube having a spat. Would love to hear you sing. I'm about to get to that, actually. Spelling is hard. Sorry, no, that's all right. It's actually baritone Caesar. Oh, is that right? It's Caesar on top, or Cesar is on top with Ellie and Omar harmonizing. Yeah, okay. Wanted it the most, so we got it. Totally fair. It's the final tonight, and Vinna, the one we sending to Eurovision. Oh, okay. See, it's funny you should say Eurovision, right? I don't know why Australia is in Eurovision. We send crap. Like, I'm sorry, we do not send. We have so many talented artists here and so many talented songwriters. But it seems to me that every time we send something, it's so subpar compared to the rest of the world. I mean, like, look, I have Maltese background, right? And I'm always rooting for Malta. Always. Because, you know, that's my flesh and blood. And they always do a fantastic job. But for some reason, why is Australia there? Like, it does my head in. Don't think about it. We read just fine. I love the songs that tell a story, which is why I fell for BTS. Yeah, so I'm a big sucker for it as well. One of my favorite songs of all time, because of the story that it tells, is the song Elizabeth, parts 1, 2, and 3 by Camelot. If you ever listen to those, it is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Now, before we get to any more questions and kind of like and talking a little bit more, I did promise that I had some covers of my own to do today, and I've got 3. I'm gonna put a poll in if I can, if this is gonna let me do it. It's not like Australia's in Europe. I agree. I 100% agree. Why are we there? Like, we got let in, I think it was for like a big anniversary for Eurovision. And so they kind of went, okay, yeah, no worries. Like, most people can join in, right? And we've been in there ever since. Why? I don't understand. Alright, so I've got 3 songs here that I have done covers for. And don't laugh at me, 2 of them are Steve Perry songs. Okay. I recommend the Eurovision 2013 winner from Denmark. Actually, that's another thing as well. Denmark always send really good stuff. Denmark, Norway, Sweden always send like peak talent over to Eurovision. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. All right, I've thrown a poll up in the chat. I think it'll come up. So I have 3 songs. There are 3 songs that I have done. If you guys would like to have a quick look at these, I'm going to quickly just swap over to this page over here. I'll give you guys a few minutes to cast votes. You know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go back to my face. Why black screen? Why black screen? Right? Silly. Wow, looks like Open Arms is kind of winning out. They are definitely good songs. They're phenomenal. I love them. I love these songs. Steve Perry's been an idol for the longest time. I'm the one actually hiding from Eurovision lol taste. That's fair. That's totally fair. To each their own, honestly. Alright, I'll give it another 2 minutes on that poll. I'm sure that we'll enjoy. Oh, I hope so. I definitely hope so. I'm just hoping that we don't have, like, a copyright issue. Like we did in the last stream. But, you know, we will see. We will certainly see. Alright, I think it's actually settled the poll now, and I'm pretty sure Open Arms has won this one. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go turn this other music off, wherever it's gone. There it is. Alright, Open Arms. Alright, let's give this one a look.
Lying beside you, here in the dark, feeling your heartbeat with mine. Softly you whisper, you're so sincere. How could our love be so blind? We sailed on together, we drifted apart, and here you are by my side. So now I come to you with open arms, nothing to hide. Believe what I say. So here I am with open arms, hoping you see what your love means to me. Open arms. Living without you, living alone. This empty house feels so cold. Wanting to hold you, wanting you near. How much I wanted you home. But now that you've come back, turn night into day. I need you to stay. So now I come to you with open arms, nothing to hide. Believe what I say. So here I am with open arms, hoping you'll see what your love means to me. Open arms.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys for that. That's a song that it's taken a while to kind of knuckle down on that one because, as a lot of you know, I've got like classical background, and that's not done classically. There's like there are some aspects of classical music to it, um, but yeah, basically going from classical into rock. That's the song I learnt with. Basically, the teacher that I had was phenomenal. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Honestly, thought you'd be more of a baritone. Well, my natural voice kind of sits more at a baritone. You are right. But yeah, so it's definitely an interesting time. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you for that one. I was really looking forward to hearing you sing. And wow, beautiful voice. Steve Perry is not an easy one to take on. No, he's definitely not. Absolutely not. An absolute idol of mine. He and people like Dio, David Coverdale, that sort of era of vocal stylizing. Peak. Robert Plant is another one. Crazy. That's a funny thing. Singing and speaking voices can be very different. 100%. 100%. The way that it was kind of taught to me is that the best way to kind of do it is through what we call speak singing. It's like if you're putting in too much more effort than like if you put in much more effort singing than you do when you're speaking, there's something not quite right. But within reason, sort of thing. It's hard to explain, but it's interesting. It is definitely interesting to hear the difference in voices as things go on. The great era of music, 100%. 100%. That is the one of the, I think growing up in that era, right, would have been the best for music because no matter what you heard on that radio, something was good. There was a new song coming out. It was going to be good. Queen, Bowie, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, all of these incredibly different bands. The Doors. Oh my God, I keep forgetting about the Doors. The Doors were incredible. A lot of these bands were just phenomenal that, a lot of people don't get, a lot of people these days don't really give them the time of day, and it's unfortunate, especially for like a band like The Doors for me, because while I can't necessarily call Jim Morrison a vocalist per se, he sang a little bit, but it wasn't like an incredible vocalist by any means. He was, in fact, one hell of a wordsmith. That man could throw together words that seemingly meant nothing but make everything out of them. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but, was born in 1971, having an awesome live soundtrack. So true. You would, 100%. I was a teen in the 80s. This was an amazing time musically. I can only imagine. I remember my mum telling me, probably do some Queen, Freddie Mercury. I have in the past. But I need to go back and redo some of it because some of it's tough, man. I love Queen. I do love Queen. But I remember Mum telling me that, like the first time she heard the song "Killer Queen" by Queen, like when they came out, she was awestruck, and I can only imagine like how cool would that have been. Done any Canvas covers? I love Kansas. I also love Kansas. Love Kansas. I haven't, but maybe I should. Love that era. Actually, there was great music all through the 50s, from the 50s to the 80s. Yeah, I have to agree. Really love that era. Oh, yeah, sorry. I was born December 68. I'm only a little older than you. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, me coming from the 90s, and this is the sort of stuff that I was brought up on. I was born in 92. And my dad brought me out because a large part of my music knowledge comes from my dad's side of the family, and he's like while he doesn't sing or play anything, the man's like an encyclopedia for music in like from that time. Any Beatles faves? Ooh. See, the issue with the Beatles is there's so much. But I have such a soft spot for songs like Norwegian Wood. I also have a soft spot for A Day in the Life. Oh, geez. Oh, man, Beatles is a hard one. Beatles is a hard one. So jealous my parents saw Queen live. Man, that would have been so cool. That would have been so cool. I unfortunately wasn't around for Freddie to be touring. But I would happily go and see Queen with Adam Lambert. I'd happily do it. Like he pulls off Freddie very well. He does it, but like he sings similar enough that it's not jarring. But he does it himself. Like he does it the way that he would do it, and unapologetically so. And I think he's the closest thing we'll get to Freddie, in terms of showmanship. Where are we? Aerosmith. Aerosmith's got some great stuff. I'm actually a huge fan of "Love in an Elevator" from Aerosmith. Like and not just because of the content of the song, but the vocal gymnastics that Steven Tyler did in that song, crazy stuff. 1968, so 80s is my era. Eleanor Rigby. Oh, yes, of course, Eleanor Rigby. There's actually some insanely good a cappella versions of Eleanor Rigby, as well as, like, orchestral-style versions as well. Love Eleanor Rigby. Insane song. Have you heard Forestella cover Scarborough Fair? Yes, I have done a reaction to it, actually. I loved it. I absolutely adore it. Simon and Garfunkel, honestly, so it's no secret that I am a huge fan of harmony work, right? Like a huge fan of harmony work. And those two, for a group of two men, Simon and Garfunkel, I feel like their harmony work was the best you could get out of two men, or any group of two people. I think it's I think they genuinely kind of take the cake there. 1980, born right after, it was crazy. We pick up on from the era before. My mum listened to mostly folk like Peter, Paul, and Mary. Fair enough. Like I was brought up with everything. As I was saying, my dad was an encyclopedia of music. Brought me up on the Eagles. Huge fan. Billy Joel, Elton John. All those incredible musicians, insane musicians that had more than just vocal to them. Actually, if you guys ever get a chance to, right, I've mentioned this in one of my reaction videos. I just don't remember which one it was. But there's this thing called the Kennedy Center Honors. Oh, it was Heart. It was my masterclass of Heart. Heart did a performance of Stairway to Heaven for the Kennedy Center Honors. So basically, Kennedy Center Honors does a yearly award show, basically, that gives like a life achievement to the to artists that have done phenomenal jobs. And Led Zeppelin was one of those people. So Heart did Stairway to Heaven and was beautiful. But my favorite things that I've seen come out of that so far are, well, obviously that version of Stairway to Heaven by Heart. When they were doing Billy Joel's Kennedy Center Honors, yes, maybe better than the original. I think you might be right. But they did Billy Joel. They did a Kennedy Center Honors for Billy Joel. He was, so he had Don Henley of the Eagles come in and do She's Got Away, beautifully done. That man's got some pipes. And who else was it? Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks came out and did Allentown, followed by Goodnight Saigon, and he ended up at the end of Goodnight Saigon brought out all. Oh, actually, I haven't put the background music back on. Let's throw that back on. But Garth Brooks came out and did Allentown and Goodnight Saigon, and at the end of Goodnight Saigon brought out like a group of American war vets, and they all sang it together, and it was insane. Eleanor Rigby covers are amazing. Yeah, 100%. Bob Marley from a friend's dad, and to this day he is my jam. Bob Marley's got some great stuff, man. And a lot of people cover Bob Marley not realizing it's Bob Marley as well. A lot of people do that with Bob Dylan too. Because a lot of people will like a lot of people think that All Along the Watchtower was Jimi Hendrix's song. And it's not. It was Bob Dylan. Mind you, after Hendrix did it, I'm pretty sure Bob Dylan never performed it again, because Hendrix just kind of owned it at that point. Adam Lambert is phenomenal. Massive shoes to fill, 100%. Bob Marley, yep, so good acapellas. Oh my god, Eleanor Rigby covers are amazing, 100%. Voice plays Eleanor Rigby is very, very good. I don't actually know if I've heard Voice Play's version. I need to have a look. Love It in Elevator is great, but Don't Want to Miss a Thing is my favorite. I love Don't Miss a Thing because I need to double check. Yeah, Diane Warren wrote the lyrics for Don't Want to Miss a Thing, by if I'm right. Yes, yeah, Diane Warren, and incredible artist, like Diane in her own right. The BYU vocal a cappella group sing great covers. I'll need to check them out. Heart Singing Stairway to Heaven was amazing, probably better than the original. Heart, Now You Bring Up Memories, all these dreams. Yeah, great song. These dreams, every second of the night. Oh, man. I used to work at a petrol station, and on the radio, we had the same 3 hours of music that played over and over and over again. And at the time, I was doing the night shifts, like I was doing the overnights. And it was awesome because that song came on every 3 hours. Like, it was an old faithful. It was great. Have you heard of Disturbed's version of Sound of Silence? Yes. Oh, God, yes. I don't know if this is true, but I heard a rumor that the reason that he did that is the version. No, sorry, the singer from Linkin Park. What's his name? The one that unfortunately took his own life. Chad Bennington. Is that his? I feel really bad now because I can't remember his name, but I think it's his name. I remember hearing a rumor that the two of them were having a conversation, and Chad said something along the lines of, "I love what you do. However, I don't think that you can sing anything tenderly." And then after he passed, he came out with Sound of Silence. And I mean, look how amazing that was. I'm a huge fan of Disturbed, by the way. The gruff in that man's voice is insane. Stairway to Heaven was so emotional with the band members crying, 100%. You love Dan's cover of Scarborough Fair if you get a chance to watch it. Bohemian Rhapsody as well. He does his own harmonies, which are beautiful. I've heard that. I do need to have a look at it. Oh, I just saw a comment about Epic the Musical. I could rant for hours about Epic the Musical. I love it. I think it's phenomenal. Goodnight Saigon is my favorite Billy Joel song. Honestly, I think it definitely holds a place in my top 5. Mind you, my top 5s change regularly. That's just how it goes with me. But honestly, probably my top 5 songs of his for sure. Tommy's Bohemian Rhapsody is insanely good. Agreed. Actually, with that in my top 5 for Billy Joel as well, Down Easter Alexa. So imagine my surprise when I saw Tommy did it, and did it really well. Like, that was awesome. I love that song. There's something about the vibe of that song. Like, you feel the message in that one, and you've got no choice but to feel it. I need to turn this fan back on. It's quite warm. Like, it's quite stuffy in here. It's mostly my computer. Bob Dylan wrote amazing songs, but he just isn't that good a singer in my mind. Sorry, and my unpopular opinion. I don't think that's an unpopular opinion at all. I agree with you, 100%. I do not think that his voice was good at all. Mama, take these veins from me. I can't shoot it anymore. Nah, sorry. It makes no sense. The man was a genius with his songs, but I could not connect with his songs until someone else did it. Like, I'm pretty sure it was Guns N' Roses I heard do Knocking on Heaven's Door. Good Lord. Insane. Oh, thank you for the subscribe. I sincerely appreciate that. I didn't realize that there was a thing there that was going to tell me when people subscribe. So thank you so much for that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Guns N' Roses that did Knocking on Heaven's Door. I could be wrong about that. But yeah, anyway. It's so nice that this cover artist bringing up old songs and making younger people discover old artists. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Disturbed's song, Sound of Silence, is amazing. You know what? Disturbed's version of Sound of Silence was a generational phenomenon, I think. Like, that song made waves when it was released, and then when Disturbed did it the way they did it, it made waves again. How often do you see that happen with a cover? Not often, right? The way that they did it was just phenomenal. I love Tom Ellis's version of All Along the Watchtower. I don't think I've heard it, so I'll have to have a listen. Have you done any Pentatonics? Yeah, 100%. We just did their Sound of Silence, actually. I loved it. I thought it was great. Artists I was supposed to write, they are a few. The best Beatles cover I ever heard was Oh Darling. Oh yeah, covered by Bella Fleck and the Fleckstones. Now, this might sound unpopular, but so for the longest time, right, Michael Jackson owned the rights to the Beatles songs. And I'm pretty sure he only covered one, and that was Come Together. His version of Come Together, insanely good. So good. So good. I love it. I think it's phenomenal, and I definitely recommend seeing it. I obviously know that there's obviously controversy around Michael Jackson and showing support for the man. But if you can separate the art from the artist, definitely want to have a look at. But yes, Epic the Musical, fantastic. Yes, Retail Radio, which is actually a CD on loop. So funny you should say that. So basically, ours wasn't a CD. Ours was literally streamed from their head office, because we were only licensed to do like to do that 3 hours of music. But yeah, interesting. Suffered that, and it made me dislike songs from overplaying. Yeah, there was one that I got to a point of absolutely despising. But it's actually a really good song. I've forgotten it now, so hopefully that means that my brain has just completely forgotten it. We'll see. My favorite cover is Johnny Cash Hurt. Honestly, yes. A lot of people don't realize that that's a cover. A lot of people think that Johnny Cash did it first, and he didn't. Didn't do it first at all. And I think there was something funny. There was an interesting story around him doing it, I think. I can't remember what the story was. I agree with you about Bob Dylan. I'm not a fan of his voice either. Yeah, 100%. Thoughts on more modern singers like Ariana Grande and Billie Eilish? Would also be good to see some musical theatre content. Yeah, so, interesting. I like Ariana's singing voice. However, this is going to sound like I'm talking shit, but I don't want people to think I'm talking bad about her. The thing is, I get so weirded out when I hear her speak because every time you hear her speak in interviews, it's always different. Like, it's never the same thing twice, which makes me think that she's putting the voice on. But I like her singing voice. Her singing voice is really nice. She can definitely sing. As for Billie Eilish, like, I don't think that her voice is, like, super phenomenal, right? But she's one of those artists that 100% writes for what she does. And that's really all you want. Like, I think that she does a fantastic job of what she writes. A unique voice is Lolly Wren, aka Fairy Voice Mother. I'll have to check that one out. Oh, hello. I just saw that hi message here. Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine. Oh, Gunners are so good. They're so good. Rachel Brown and I cannot stand you twos. Still haven't found what I'm looking for. That's the song. Oh my god, that's the song that was played on repeat at my work, and I ended up hating it. No, it wasn't that. It was Sunday Bloody Sunday. Sorry, it was Sunday Bloody Sunday. And I at one point I just go, oh god, I can't do it. I used to turn the thing down when it came on. It was Sunday Bloody Sunday. God, I can't believe that. Where are we here? Sorry, my friend. I need to translate what you've said there. Enjoyed watching your Forestella reaction. Oh, I appreciate that. I will be definitely watching more Forestella because they are great. They are phenomenal. Their voices are just crazy. Andrea Bocelli and Ariana Grande did a song together. That's interesting because that's a combination I wouldn't have expected. However, I didn't expect his voice to blend well with Celine's doing the prayer either. So, what do I know, right? Axl's voice gives me the chills. Yeah. Okay, so have you heard Axl Rose sing for AC/DC? Because what's his name from AC/DC? Brian Smith, something like that. It's a really common name. I can't remember. Like, but basically he couldn't do it anymore. So Axl Rose stood in for him, and he nailed it. Like, he absolutely nailed it. Bad Wolves cover of Zombie by the Cranberries is a favorite of mine. I need to have a look at that. I'm a huge fan of that song. Greetings from Finland. Hi. Greetings from Australia. Sorry if you said this before and I've missed it, but how long have you been singing? I have been, how old am I now? 32. I've been singing for 25 years. That's scary. Quarter of a century. 25 years I've been singing. I was 7 when I started. And I started teaching at 18. No, started teaching at 16, which was too early. It was too early, but I learned a lot. Definitely learned a lot. But then started teaching after I left high school. And went from there. Where are we? Okay. What do you think of Lorde? I think her voice is strange, and I love it. Like, there are some voices that kind of stick out to me, and hers is definitely one of them. I don't have another descriptive word other than odd. It is unusual, but I like unusual. I like unusual. Yeah. That yes. Fairy Voice Mother reacted to Cash Hurt and then did her own version equally good. I will have to listen to that then. Will you leave the video of the live stream on the channel? I'll have to go somewhere in a few minutes, but don't want to miss your other songs. 100%. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it. 100%. Have you listened? Have you heard? I'm not even going to pronounce that name. The answer is no. I've not heard them do a cover of the prayer. I will have to have a look at that. Lovelord and Sia, incredible vocals. Now, Sia is one that I find interesting because I think that she's got a lot of potential. But I, for some reason, have not heard her sing live well once. Every video that I've seen of her online, I have not been impressed. But having said this, a lot of people will post videos of vocalists that are purposely bad to be like, see how bad this person was? Like, there was one video, I nearly did a reaction to it, but I ended up getting just mad at it, right? Of somebody that was like, celebrities disgraced, see their best and worst performances of songs. And they would compare songs that don't match. And they would compare voices, and like sometimes they're like, "Oh, this is the worst vocal, and then this is the best vocal." When I'm like, "Did you mean to flip that? Because you're wrong." Like it made me like unhinged angry, and I just couldn't do it. Here's a curveball. Have you heard Alien Weaponry? That name rings a bell. Give me a second. Alien Weaponry. I feel like I've heard of them, but I haven't heard their stuff, maybe? I think a friend of mine was recommending Alien Weaponry to me the other week, actually. When I was talking to him. I just haven't gotten around to it. Interesting. Oh, actually, here's another one as well. So, as you guys know, I'm not huge into country, right? However, there are some country artists that I adore, and one of them being Randy Travis. And I want to do a reaction soon to the new song that they released as Randy Travis. And the reason being, right, is that because that man had a stroke, and I think it was 2013, and it was a really bad one. Like, the man had a stroke so bad that he could hardly talk. And so evidently couldn't sing either afterwards. Alien Ant Farm I love. Yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking of too, is Alien Ant Farm. But yeah, so with Randy Travis, what they ended up doing after he wrote this song is getting a team of AI specialists in to get somebody else to sing the vocal and then cover it with an AI version of Randy Travis. And I'm keen to hear it, because while I don't like the precedent of AI taking over the world of vocal, right? I mean, having said this, we have auto-tune. It's only a very small leap into using AI, right? While I don't approve of it so much, I approve of Randy Travis's songwriting so much that I want to pay it respect. It's actually a good AI representation of his voice that is with his approval. Yeah. See, that's the part that I'm conflicted about, because I actually, to answer your question, Ariella, I don't like the precedent of AI. I love as a joke. There's a drummer on YouTube. I see a lot of his shorts where he asks an AI thing to generate a country song with weird names, right? And God, they can be so funny. It's so very funny. But that's its place. I think it fits there. I think it's totally fine. But doing an AI cover, it depends on its place, and it depends on the reason it's being used. I don't know. It's very good, and the only way I want AI used. I think I might be with you, Celeste. I may agree with you entirely on that one, because it's like, it is an AO vocal of someone who can't physically sing anymore. They have made it sound as close to him as possible, from what I understand, and he's given the okay. We all know that he could sing at one point, right? So who knows? Alien Weaponry are a New Zealand metal band who sing in Maori. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to have a look at that, because I'd actually like to look at some bands a little bit closer to home, to be honest. Well, that weirds me out a bit, but I guess it's good for someone who's lost his voice to be able to sing again. Yeah, see, I worked many years ago with Frank Ifield. A lot of the older people in the chat would probably know Frank Ifield as the one that did I Remember You. And I worked alongside him doing a show called The Frank Ifield Show. And what we were doing is we were performing songs from the time that he started and like right through to when he had his hits. So it wasn't all just his songs, right? And it was actually quite funny that to audition for that one, I sang I Remember You in front of him. Like, usually those auditions are quite funny, where you have like 3 or 4 people at a desk and you just kind of awkwardly walk in. But it was just Frank. It was just him. So it was strange. I have to leave, but hoping to check the rest later and hear the other songs. Have an amazing day-night weekend. 100% you too. Not a problem at all. But at that time as well, what I didn't realize until I actually had a conversation with Frank is that he couldn't sing at that point. And the reason is, when he had pneumonia, they stuck a tube down his throat, and they basically... Glad you changed it to older. Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, to be completely honest, there's a lot of people in the chat probably that wouldn't know. But when they shoved this tube down his throat when he had pneumonia, because his lungs collapsed, they knocked his vocal cord badly enough that he couldn't do what he used to do. Like, the yodel that he was famous for, he couldn't do it. Mind you, he did get his voice in a very good shape, but he would lip sync for the most part, right? Because that's how he felt comfortable after that. So in this particular case, like, should AI have been around at the time, because Frank Ifield has sadly passed on, that would be another reason that I would love to hear it, right? I'd love to hear Frank sing something new, and you may have to use that AI to make it work. I don't know. Frank kind of struck me as the guy that would be a bit skeeved out by it, to be honest. But who knows? Who knows? Glad you changed it to older, yeah. I kind of relate it to when an artist sings a duet with a deceased artist. Yeah, that's an interesting one. That's an interesting one for me too, because I understand the artist that is currently living want to pay homage to the singer that is deceased, right? But it's rarely tastefully done. The one that I do remember seeing, and if you get a chance to look at this, definitely do it, right, is the song If I Can Dream, Elvis, and Celine Dion. Because they did a holographic projection of Elvis on the stage with Celine, and it looks brilliant. Like, the way that they've done it is insane to me. And that worked. I thought that was lovely. But I know what you're saying, though. Okay, so, anyway, at this stage, I think I might put another one of the covers on. So, what I'm going to do here... All good, Maritha. Have a lovely day, night, evening, weekend. Start a poll. Which song next? So we got You're the Voice and Oh Sherrie. spell that right? I probably didn't. Yeah, that'll be fine. You guys know what it is. You guys know what I'm saying. Oh man, this has really gone out of focus again, hasn't it? Hey. Hey, camera. Okay, what's actually going on with this camera now? Come on, come on. There we go. There we go. Okay, so let me have a look here. Let's close that there. V from BTS did White Christmas with Bing Crosby. Bing's voice was remastered and his family asked V to do it. See, in that case, I think that's fine. Like, I think that's fine because it's like the family of the deceased have asked somebody to do it with them, right? I think that's totally fine. I think that's completely fair game. Have to meeting top of hour, but we'll catch up on what I missed when you post. I want to welcome your newcomers. We are all happy you're here. Oh, thank you very much, Linda. I really appreciate that. Fuzzy Wuzzy picture. Yeah, oh, 100%. Bye, 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 bye. Okay. All right, so I think Johnny Farnham has won this one out. All right, so I'm gonna take a few minutes and I'll play this one to you. So we got John Farnham. Alrighty, give me a moment. Nope, that's not the song.
Chance to turn the pages over. We can write what we want to write. We gotta make ends meet before we get much older. Ooh, we're all someone's daughter. We're all someone's son. Down the barrel of a gun. The other voice try and understand it. Make a noise and make it clear. Whoa, whoa. We're not gonna sit in silence. We're not gonna live with fear. Whoa, whoa. This time, you know we all can stand together with the power to be powerful, believing we can make it better. Ooh, we're all someone's daughter. We're all someone's son. Down the barrel of the gun. The other boys try and understand it. Make a noise and make it clear. Whoa, whoa. We're We're all someone's daughter. We're all someone's son. How low can we look at each other? Down the barrel of a gun. Other boys try and understand it. Make a noise and make it clear. Whoa, whoa. We're not gonna sit in silence. We're not gonna live with fear. Whoa, whoa. Other boys try and understand it. Make a noise and make it clear. Whoa, whoa. We're not gonna sit in silence. We're not gonna live with fear. Whoa, whoa. Other boys try and understand it. Make a noise and make it clear. Whoa, whoa. We're not gonna sit in silence. We're not gonna live with fear. Whoa, whoa.
Okay. Wait, gotta come back. Thank you for the subscription. Yeah, no, thank you for that. I'm a huge fan of Johnny Farnham, and just before we got into that one, Karini did ask, how do you feel about Tommy and Eric covering You're the Voice allowable for non-Aussies? 100%. Yeah, 100%. You know, especially in their cases, they absolutely can do it justice. Like, look, here's the thing, right? John Farnham has a freakish voice, and unfortunately, I'm not sure how much you guys know about this, right? But we don't think he'll sing again. Not because he's had a retiring tour and then will come back, you know, in 6 months' time, as he has done in the as he has in the past. But he had like a cancer in his jaw that had to be removed, and it's it's got to the point where he probably won't be able to sing the way that he did if he sings at all again. I would love to hear him sing, but it may be it may not happen. But I do have an interesting story though about actually seeing him in concert. I had to have been about 8 or 10, probably. Like, it may be pre-double digits when I saw him. But it was for this program called The Main Event, right? And what it was is they got 3 incredibly talented Aussie singers, and they each came together and started singing each other's songs together. They had Farnham, Anthony Warlow, who is one of Australia's biggest musical theatre singers. Phenomenal voice, right? Oh, insane. And Olivia Newton-John, all 3 of them together for a whole concert. And my God, it was so good. It was honestly, that was a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and I genuinely think that it's one of the best concerts I've been to. And it made such an impact on me when I was that young as well. But yeah, it was something else. It was absolutely wonderful. But yeah, so 100% allowable for non-Aussies, 100%. And Farnham would agree. Farnham would agree. I'm pretty sure Coldplay did it as well. I'm pretty sure Coldplay, when they were here for a fire relief thing, got Farnham up on stage to sing it with them. So many people know John Farnham. So many people know his stuff. And so many people respect that hardly anybody can do it. So those who can do it, 100%. Where are we here? Broke my heart, but I don't know 10 years taking care of the rainbow. Oh, wow, this one really suits your voice. Thank you guys so much for all of your kind words on that one. I was so shocked when I heard about Tanny. Spent my birthday with friends, and when I got home and went to YouTube, it was everywhere. Tay really loved him. I just cried when I heard. You're right. Had a bad heart for years, so he is free and at peace. Totally fair. I heard something about that. Yeah. First, then I realized it was real and broke down. Love you, Newton-John. Yeah, 100%. I actually covered. It was a very quick cover of Hopelessly Devoted to You when she passed. Insane that we lost her and then potentially lost Farnham's ability to sing. I think it was in the same year. So Australia at the moment is bleeding for good vocalists. 100%. Like, when it comes down to it, we have a lot of talent here. We have insane amounts of talent here, but not many people making a living doing it. Like, seriously. Back when I was in doing my music certificate, the music business teacher that was there was a firm believer when it comes to being a musician. You have to make your own work. And at the time, I didn't realize what he meant. I was a kid. I was like a teenager, right? We still have Hugh Jackman. I wouldn't class him as a singer. Now, and I know that might be a controversial thing to say. He is phenomenal. He's good. But he lends himself to more of those kind of easier vocal roles. He can sing. I feel like the choice to put him into Les Mis, that was a choice. Putting Russell Crowe in was a worse choice, but I respect the hell out of Hugh Jackman. I really do. I remember John Farnham singing Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. Yeah, that's when he was Johnny Farnham, right? Like they had him going around as Johnny Farnham doing that and Sadie the cleaning lady. Which he hated. He hated Sadie. He hated that song. Yeah, very theatrical. Yeah, 100%. He's an actor who sings. Yeah, I agree. And ideally said a friend of mine still has him in the boot of his car. Now, there is a reason for that. One of my friends, when he had his engagement party, he had a life-size cutout of Hugh Jackman. Like, it was a cardboard cutout. And he was meant to give that back to somebody, but he still got it, like, a year later in the boot of his car. It's still chilling there. No idea why. My friends are weird. My friends are 100% strange. But yeah, an actor who sings. I 100% agree with that statement, because he is a phenomenon. He's brilliant at what he does. Phenomenal actor, incredibly dedicated actor. Very, very good dancer who happens to be able to sing and be able to hold a note quite well. Like, I was actually really impressed when I saw the stage production of Oklahoma that he was in, because I thought that was very good. I thought he did a very, very good job in that. But it's also a case of finding roles that work. Weird is the best means they're not boring. True. That's true. My friends are very weird. Very weird. It's all right. So am I. Yeah, so yeah, Hugh can definitely hold a note. And I thought his performance in The Greatest Showman was phenomenal. But also the songs were kind of written for him as well. So, I don't know. I like, fantastic job. If weird wasn't okay, I would have no friends. It's so true, right? It's so true. All my friends are ADHD gremlins. That's what we call ourselves, ADHD gremlins, because it's chaos. Absolute chaos. Yeah. Hello, how's your health? My health is fine. I'm doing well. I've got a little bit of a headache, but I get headaches all the time. Like, I pretty much live with a 24-hour headache. But aside from that, No, I'm good. I'm good. I had a weird cold that hit me really hard for like 2 days. And then it was just gone, like it never existed. There's some weird things going on. But thank you for asking. I really appreciate that. But yeah, so I'm actually really keen because like this week, right? I've decided I'm going to try something completely different with how I'm recording my reactions. As I was saying at the start of the stream, because the way that I was doing it wasn't working in my brain. Basically, it was a case of, you know, do one here, edit it, do one, edit, do one, and edit. And the mindset you've got to be in to record and the mindset you've got to be in to edit, at least this is what I find. I don't know if it's the same with all creators, but it's definitely this way with me, is they're two very, very different mindsets. I think normal is something theatrical that no one actually is. We are all weird in our own ways, but some are in denial. Rachel, you win the internet today. It's true. It's true. No one's normal. What is normal? Permanent low level heliac as well. It's pretty common. It's interesting because it kind of worsened after like the COVID period. As well. I don't know what happened there. But anyway. But yeah, so ADHD and migraines, it's a good time. Have you tried riboflavin and magnesium for migraine prevention? That's what my neurologist has me on, and it helps me, but I don't get them as often as others. I've tried a whole bunch of things, to be completely honest. The thing that has helped me the most is, it turned out I had sleep apnea, like quite severe sleep apnea. So I need to sleep with a machine. Normally it's the setting on the dry, it's so true. Be very different makes sense. Yeah, that's very true. Oh, thank you for the subscribe. I really appreciate that. Yeah, very, very different mindsets. But yeah, like I've tried everything short of Botox, pretty much, because apparently some Botox just in the temples apparently helps. I don't know the science behind it, but people swear by it. Like people absolutely swear by it. But fibromyalgia, so pain is my norm. Yeah, 100%. And also, like, you know those wafers you get for migraines as well, like doctors will prescribe you like these wafer things that you ingest. They don't work for me, so I'm on like painkillers for it that essentially knock you out. But they're great. They definitely work. Yeah, fibromyalgia is not a fun time. Not a fun time, from what I understand. But yeah. So what I might do. What was I saying before? I was saying something about recording. Oh yeah, that's right. Because what I was saying is that I had planned to do that longer BTS video of like one of each of their solo songs, which I'm really excited to get into, but I have so many planned aside from that as well. Like I've got a Dimash up here. I've got I do have Heavy is the Crown, the Linkin Park acapella one from Voice Play, which was their newest one, which I'm really kind of keen to do that one. See about Machine, I have one with Nasal Mask, a full mask triggers claustrophobia. See, yeah, fair enough. So funny you should say that. I am the opposite, because the one that goes under, like, that's just under the nose, right, makes me feel like I'm suffocating. And not from like claustrophobia, but it's just because like my brain can't process that air is going in, but I can also breathe through here and it's normal. Like I need that almost like enclosed environment in order to breathe normal. It's weird. It's super weird, man. BTS concert performance reaction is pending. Yes. By the way, I love your reaction. Love from India. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Sincerely. what I kind of want to do, if I get word of when BTS come back together, which I believe was it next month or is it May that they come back from their mandatory military. Botox does work for lots of people with migraines. It's the only thing that saved a friend of mine from them. Yeah, I don't know why it works. It's a strange thing. Since I tend to be a little off-center with some of my tastes, have you ever reacted to Halo? No, I can't say that I have. Have you heard of amazing singer? Would recommend checking some of the songs. I'll add him to my list. Thank you. I have osteoarthritis in my lower back and big toe. That's not fun. That's not fun at all. June. Okay, so BTS reunites in June. Okay, because what I would love to do is like, if they stream something, I would love to stream the stream, if that makes sense. Because I would love to like get everybody together to watch whatever they're announcing at that point, because that excites me, because I know a lot of people are incredibly excited about it, and I'm keen to see what they do too when they get back together. Like, because from what I'm hearing, they're very keen, and they've got a few things in the pipeline, from what I understand. So that's cool. That's interesting. But I do have, what do I got here? Yeah. Oh, that's another thing as well. So over on the Patreon, I actually have the reaction to them doing Butter for the Grammy Awards. It got completely blocked on YouTube, like straight away, like almost as quick as the James Corden one did, like almost as quick. So if you guys do want to see that and you haven't seen the Patreon, it is definitely over there. Come back in June. I hope J-Hope just did a concert and we were able to stream it. So amazing. Oh, that's fantastic. My mother hated nasal mask. She preferred a full face mask, so I get it. Yeah, 100%. I'm not sure we will get songs or live concerts in June. They'll be fresh out of the military. Yeah, for sure. Look, if it were me, right, coming straight out of the military, there's no way I'd be singing. There's no way. I'd take time. I would absolutely be taking the time just to decompress, because that's a hard ask, man. Like 100%. Like mandatory military service. It's kind of crazy. Streaming their stream is really mentioned. Yeah. I'll see if it can be done or not. We'll see, right? But the next one that I do have lined up for them was the Billboard Music Awards of them doing Dynamite, because a lot of people seem to really enjoy that one. Apparently the dancing's really good. Where did my little tongs go? Yeah, there they are. Give me a second here. Give them a bit of a jinx with technology. I'm happy to win the internet. Thanks for the compliment. You are very welcome. You're very, very welcome. But yeah, so I'm really excited to have a look at that one. But I got to tell you, I'm really keen to look at more Forestella. Really, really keen to look at more Forestella. Put together a lot of content before they went in to keep Army happy. They seem like those kind of guys that they're thinking of the fans first, 100%. Like that, they genuinely seem like genuine guys that want to do that, because even the way that they handled the I don't want to say hoo-ha, but like the controversy, I suppose, around James Corden, right? Like they did that professionally. It was really good. It was really good. But I also have Dan Vasc doing My Heart Will Go On in the pipeline as well. I really want to see that. And I'm finally getting to Tommy Johansson doing the 1 octave challenge for You Raise Me Up. Finally getting to it. Do not know why it's taken me this long to do it. How to provide Forestella Rex? Yeah, I think the first one that I'm going to look at is probably Bad Romance, because a lot of people have been really, really bugging me to do that one, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I am very keen to have a look at it. Now, what is this? Oh, that's right. I called up a page of Chris Clafford's stuff as well that I really want to react to, but I don't know what I want to react to of his yet, because it's all been so good. So it's like, I feel like it's a case of, I'm just going to click on one, and I'm going to just do it, right? And I do have Eric's Hallelujah in the pipeline as well. The Beatbox Crew beat Pella House recently did a K-pop medley. It's crazy good. Oh, nice. Bad Romance was a great cover. Yeah, I'm a fan of Bad Romance. I'm a Gaga fan. I like Gaga. But we have another one here as well. I actually really enjoy it's a React to Their Heartbeat song. You would love it. I hope so. I'll have a look. I'll definitely have a look. So like, I know that they don't get a lot of views, right, these particular videos, but I absolutely love watching the cringy the cringy auditions and stuff for like Idol and that. But I kind of want an opinion on them too, because like, would you rather oh, thank you so much for the subscribe. I really appreciate that. Would you kind of rather, as an audience, see me do what I do and try to give a give the feedback as to what I would do if they were in my studio, or do you just want me to go ham with it? Because that, like, the more that I do them, the more I notice that I'm falling away from actually doing it how I would do it in my studio, and it's kind of getting more to the point where I'm just going, what is this? Like, I can't handle these sometimes. Got some new stuff coming up as well. We got Ren's Money Games videos. That one I might keep secret. But also, Scar Productions doing the Misty Mountains with Dan as well. I'm really keen to have a look at that. But as I mentioned, I will be having a look at the Randy Travis one. But I'm also going to do a masterclass on Steven Tyler singing Dream On as well. So I'm glad Dream On got brought up earlier in the in the stream. Because I'm a huge fan of the song. And that man is 74, I believe, and he's still killing it. Sometimes it's all you could do. Oh, it's so true. Sometimes, like, I don't know what it is, but sometimes, like, I try to keep as composed as I possibly can, right? But some of those auditions, right, they do my bloody head in. Like, it gets to a point where I just, it's like I'm seeing, like, a monkey with the cymbals. Also looking to dance Evanescence covers that you haven't done yet. Oh yeah, I forgot that there were more of those. I did forget that there were more of those, so I'll have a look at that. Scars Take Me Home, Country Roads, great too. I like the studio feedback when applicable, for sure. It's something you're able to bring to the reaction because of your expertise. That's a good point. Yeah, thanks for that, Maisie. I do appreciate that. Yeah, I'll keep making that attempt to do so then. Have you listened to Postmodern Jukebox? I have. Not a lot, but like bits and pieces here and there. I think they're pretty good. I think they're pretty solid. Actually, something that I'm not sure if I've mentioned this band on the channel before. But for those who really want to see some interesting covers, there's a three-piece. They're kind of a three-piece. Is it three-piece? I mean, it's technically four, I suppose. But like, there's a band called Dirty Loops that basically full-blown prog jazzify songs that are brilliant. Like they did Justin Bieber's Baby. They did Britney Spears' Circus. They did Rolling in the Deep as well, like Adele's Rolling in the Deep, and it was phenomenal. They are incredible musicians, and their bass player is the reason I bought a 6-string bass that I don't have anymore, but I did buy it at the time. Absolutely phenomenal. Chris Clappert is so good. Wicked Game is a really good one. I do forget about Wicked Game. Wicked Game is such a sleeper song. It's such a sleeper song, isn't it? Where it's like, you kind of don't think about it for a long period of time. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, hang on. You know? I was just about to recommend Dirty Leaves, one more for Sweden. Oh, 100%. They're incredible, guys. Like, their musicianship is nuts, man. Have you heard V cover Adele? No, not yet. No, not yet. But another one that is on the cards, for sure. For sure. Because, yeah, I'll be doing a lot more over time of all the BTS guys. So I'm definitely keen. Definitely keen. All right, without any further ado on this one, I think I may go through that the last cover of mine. I nearly put a poll up when we have one song left. That would have been silly. Let me see here. I do need to get rid of that for now. Let's go over here. All right, let's have a look.
You should have been gone, knowing how I made you feel, and I should have been gone after all your words of steel. Oh, I must have been a dreamer, oh, and I must have been someone else, and we should have been over. Oh, Sherrie, my love, hold on, oh, Sherrie, my love, hold on, I don't wanna let go, you go on, hurt me, you'd be better off alone. If I'm not who you thought I'd be, but you know that there's a fever that you never find nowhere else. Can't you feel it burning, burning? Oh no, Sherrie, my love, hold on, oh, Sherrie, my love, hold on, oh, Sherrie. But I should have been gone long ago, far away. And I should have been gone. Now I know you'd lie, you'd stay. Oh, Sherrie, my love, hold on, oh, Sherrie.
And there we have it. Oh, man, I didn't expect my hair to be blowing in the wind like some Marilyn Monroe want it to be. Oh, my God. Now, you'll have to check it out. Yeah, so seriously, if you type in Steve Perry into YouTube, it's like a long Yule video that has the entire album back to back, and oh my God, the man's voice is still to die for. Seriously, smooth, so smooth. But yeah, no, thank you guys so much for that. I'm really happy that you guys enjoyed all of those. But yeah, so a bit of things that are coming up. Like I'm trying to get things sorted a little bit again, so that I can have Patreon a little bit ahead of YouTube, as I did have once before. When I don't know, I just kind of got lazy, and whatnot. But I am pretty close to relaunching my gaming channel as well, just because that's something that I love to do as well, and it would just be me, and every now and then I'll get some friends on, and we'll play some games, just have a yarn, just have a bit of a chat, and that sort of thing. But yeah, so honestly, I think this has been a lot of fun. And have you heard of the Book of Love? It's a folk song, but so good. No, I don't think I have, actually. Loved all the covers. Listen to Jin's Happy album. I will. I believe I did see something about the Happy album. Oh, we've been talking about it in the chat. That's right. It's been mentioned a couple of times. But yeah, I will definitely have a look at it. I'm very keen, and thank you. I'm glad that you really liked the covers as well. Thank you, Maisie. Really appreciate it. Need to give us more covers as well. I'm definitely trying. I've got a couple of things in the pipeline in that regard as well. One's going to take some time. There's one that's gonna take some time. Oh my God, your dog just fell off the bed. Because I've undertaken one that I thought I'd be able to do quicker, and I was wrong, because it's going to involve me using both my old classical technique as well as the kind of new rock technique as well. So that's going to be interesting to kind of get done. But it will get done. I will get it done at some point. I just need to knuckle down and really do it. But yeah, so planning on just trying to think if there's anything else, because I'm trying to get the gaming channel back up and running. I did mention that I'm gonna do a follow-up on my Disney video that I did regarding music related to new Disney movies as well, after the new Snow White comes out, because I really want to see it. But for the most part, we're still going to keep going with these reactions. I'm really keen. I'm really enjoying it, and the fact that we reached, actually, it says up here it's 15,000 subs. It's actually way more than that now. Where is my thing? We are currently at 16,810. Like, for this channel to have reached this far is kind of crazy to me. Reactor RM's latest album, it'll definitely happen. What I might do for Patreon, like a whole album for each of the guys, at some point, so that I can have that there. Might be Patreon exclusive, because YouTube has, especially when it comes to the BTS guys, YouTube has been really funky. Prefer the classic Disney, in all honesty. Oliver and Co. is the best. Could not agree more. The way that their live action stuff now does my head in. If you want to, if you want a fantastic, and I do genuinely mean fantastic, breakdown of everything that's kind of what's wrong with the live action remakes of Disney, I would Google. You know what? Actually, let me find the exact video, and I'll post it in the chat, because it's definitely a good watch. Now, I know that like the person that I will be I know that this particular person can rub people up the wrong way because she does come across as a little bit. I don't know. I don't know what the word is. Maybe brash. Maybe brash. But listen to the points that she makes about Beauty and the Beast, and it kind of translates to the rest of the live actions as well. Reactive Friends song by Jimin and Taehyung. Yep, I don't know if I pronounced that right. It was probably completely wrong. Right, but no, I'm keen for that. She came right to me for cuddles, but she rolled off the bed paying attention. Wow. Lydia the Bard does songs for the point of view of Disney characters, which are fun. Oh, I have heard of Lydia the Bard. I need to go and have a look at their stuff. But yeah, thank you guys. Honestly, thank you guys so much. I genuinely appreciate all of the support. Especially when some days are just off, right? Be Prepared is a good one. I have heard that Be Prepared. It is good. I haven't reacted to that because I have already listened to it. But I genuinely appreciate each and every one of you coming in and leaving the comments that you do, and you definitely good at pronouncing great. Yeah, it's the Australian in me. But thank you, seriously. You guys are wonderful, and I'm very lucky to have the support that I do with you guys. So yeah, keep in touch. Keep tuning in. There will definitely be more. I promise you. But I will end this stream here, and yeah,